Cardinal were sparked by the release of thousands of pages of documents. They detail what church leaders knew when about former priest and convicted child molester John Geoghan. WBZ team reporter Joe Bergantino has obtained and read many of those documents. Tonight, he shows us what he's found.
There is no question now that John Geoghan's superiors in the Catholic Church knew for decades he was a child molester. Now these court documents obtained by the I-Team show that Geoghan's superiors, including Cardinals Bernard Law and Umberto Madeiros, supported and consoled Geoghan instead of treating his behavior as a crime. Take a look at this 1982 letter from then Cardinal Madeiros to Margaret Gallant, the aunt of 7 young Geoghan victims. Madeiros, referring to Geoghan, writes, "We must love the sinner and pray for him." Madeiros promised to find the most Christian way to deal with the problem and remove any source of scandal. But Madeiros allowed Geoghan to remain here at St. Brendan's Parish in Dorchester. In 1984, Gallant wrote to then Archbishop Law about Geoghan, saying, "We do not accuse this priest of sin, but rather we speak here of crime." In response, Law promised to investigate. But a few months later, Law transferred Geoghan to St. Julia's in Weston. By 1989, Cardinal Law learned again that Geoghan was molesting children. Take a look at these notes of a conversation between one of the Cardinal's top bishops and Dr. John Brennan, a psychiatrist treating Geoghan. The psychiatrist says of Geoghan, "You better clip his wings before there is an explosion. You can't afford to have him in a parish." In this deposition obtained by the I-Team, that same psychiatrist says he told church superiors that Geoghan should not work with children. But the church sought a second opinion from a psychiatric hospital in Connecticut. That hospital's conclusion, it was safe to return Geoghan to St. Julia's, and that's what Cardinal Law did. In this November 1989 letter to Geoghan, the Cardinal wrote, "I am confident that you will again render fine priestly service to the people of God in St. Julia Parish." Geoghan continued to molest young boys. In 1993, the Cardinal finally removed him from St. Julia's and forced his retirement in 1996. But in a letter that year, Cardinal Law wrote this to Geoghan, a serial child molester who by then had destroyed dozens of young lives. Quote, "Yours has been an effective life of ministry, sadly impaired by illness. On behalf of those you have served well, and in my own name, I would like to thank you. God bless you, Jack." Other documents which the church was forced to make public show that Geoghan actually applied to be the pastor or head priest at St. Julia's in Weston in 1990. Church officials turned him down, but actually encouraged Geoghan to apply for other pastor positions. All these documents together point to a pattern of a church more concerned with protecting its own than with protecting innocent children. I'm I-Team reporter Joe Bergantino, WBZ 4 News. Jack?